Could you guys explain how the legal precedent in the Delegate Fisher letter is outdated by 2 Supreme Court rulings and how that shouldn't bind the superintendent?
You want to or you want me to? Oh, okay, we had, I'm a cop. Here, we have a delegate who did something that was extremely naive to be kind or stupid to not be kind. The delegate wrote to the Attorney General, Brian Frosch, the biggest gun hater in the state, and says, would it be legal for Governor Hogan to change the good and substantial? Well, what answer do you think the Attorney General is going to give to that? He gives back not an opinion, because an Attorney General's opinion is a very long document that's been put out, but he gives a letter that says, no, the governor can't do that. Well, he's absolutely wrong. Here's why. For 12 years, the state police came before us, for 10 years on the Judiciary Committee. The superintendent of state police serves at the pleasure of the governor. If the governor says to the superintendent of state police, you will define good and substantial as this, or there'll be a new superintendent who will, they will interpret it that way. And so when the law says the superintendent of state police determines good and substantial. And so, again, your constitutional rights are a light switch. If you don't have a prohibiting factor, you're not a felon, you're not an alcoholic, you don't have anything, domestic violence, then the light switch is on and you get your rights. It's not a dimmer switch. All right, you get your rights, but now we're going to determine how much of those rights you get. That's not the way it works. You would never do that with your religion. If we told this reporter over here, sure, you can be a reporter, but you can only write about sports. Anything else, no politics or anything else. How ridiculous is that? You know, if we told you could practice your religion, but only in church on Sunday or on Saturday, but nowhere else, that's ridiculous. So why should we say that you can exercise your Second Amendment rights only where we tell you you have the right? When people tell you you need more, that you can put restrictions on it, there are more restrictions on the Second Amendment than any other right. Think about it. You have free speech if you're an alcoholic, if you're a felon. You have free speech if you have a domestic violence order. You have a right to go to any church you want. None of your other rights are impinged or infringed upon by what you do. And so I don't buy the argument that when you hear people say, well, you have to be able to put reasonable restrictions on. There are many reasonable restrictions placed on the Second Amendment.